You've been specifically programmed to think and act in a certain way as a real estate agent that is causing you to fail on your social media. Now, if you take 100 real estate agents on the street, you go out there and you talk to them and you ask them a question that how many real estate listing clients are you getting every single month from your social media, from your Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube, most of them will tell you that they're getting 0. Some of them are getting a few here and there, but yet there is a particular group of real estate agents that's going to tell you that they're getting a ton of business from it. 20, 30, sometimes even 50 to 100 clients every single year. Now, why does this happen? Well, for the most part, it's actually not the lack of willingness. It is not lack of interest towards using technology, towards using social media, towards using online marketing. In fact, most real estate agents are certainly interested and willing to use technology. That's what I've found. But the industry as a whole and the ecosystems around the industry are simply not in the right alignment with the things that are actually working on social media. Now, let me give you a practical example. About 4 years ago, when I came into the real estate marketing space, before that, we actually worked in another industry where we helped CEOs, brand front figures, really implement personal branding to build their authority, but also build their inbound marketing systems. Just like with real estate agents, getting people reaching out to them at the very, very high scale. And additionally, we mentored really under the best of the best. We mentored under people who are spending 20 million, 30 million a year on just social media ads. And when we came into the real estate marketing space, I did notice that the industry itself, the marketing that people really did, was really lagging behind about 10, 20 years ago, about 10 to 20 years behind what's actually working right now in the other industries. And it took me a few months to probably figure out, okay, why is this the case? And the why is this the case is because in the real estate agent space, let's say you sign up as a realtor, you get started with, say, Remax or Keller Williams, right? You're always taught that you need to be closing. You're always taught you need to be going out there, doing the calls, doing the little door knocks, and ask for business, ask for business, ask for business. You're taught that basically that's how you build a business. You go out there and door knock, you go out there and cold call, and then you send some mailers here and there. Now, for sure, this is a great way to start a business. I'm not saying there's anything wrong about cold calling or door knocking, right? Those are great things to get started with, and you do build some sales skills by doing that. But what ends up happening is that as this realtor kind of evolves, and now they're making $100,000 a year, $200,000 a year, they're still immersed in this very transactional, traditional way of kind of like building a business. And next, they start to hear and understand that, okay, I built my business to a certain level, right? I built my business to 100,000, 200,000. Really now, if I want to make more than that, I have to start doing marketing because my time is simply not allowing me to make more money with this current system, right? So realtors, they go out there and they start using social media because they hear that is the best way to grow your business. That is the best way to reach local people. And that is the truth, because if you make a social media post, if you run some ads to it, if you have some organic presence, you can easily reach 5,000, 10,000 people. In many cases, our clients are getting 100,000 people, 200,000 people every single month seeing them on social media locally. That is simply not something that's possible by just cold calling or door knocking, right? So the problem is the real estate agent who is interested, willing, and able to use social media has the time, energy, and resources to use social media. They go out there and they start using social media. They're using social media now in the same exact way they were using cold calling and door knocking, or additionally mailers. So now they go out there and they start putting out these transactional posts. There's a picture of a house, maybe there's even a screenshot of kind of like a mailer, or maybe there's a call to action, right? Your referral is the best compliment, or if you're looking to buy or sell a house, call me right now, right? So there's all these things going on, and additionally, other real estate agents are doing this as well. So it feeds back because they think that they're doing the right thing, they're doing something that's actually working because all these other people are doing this as well. And eventually they notice that all the effort, time, energy, money invested into these widgets, into these softwares, all of that stuff is not bringing them anything, and there's a lot of frustration. Sometimes there's just anger and just so much money, time, energy wasted, and really zero clients generated. And really, the reason most real estate agents are failing on social media is not because they're a bad realtor, not because they have a bad service, not because people are not interested in the service, but it's because they have the wrong influences that are causing them to act in a certain way and use social media in the wrong way. So you have to understand there are rules and laws in the online marketing space that are very, very different from what used to work in the traditional marketing space 10, 20 years ago. And you have to learn these new rules of marketing if you really want to make it work, if you really want to make and generate a lot of clients from your online marketing and on your social media. So how can you start to unplug yourself from this transactional marketing echo and really get your social media marketing to really work and actually start getting clients from it? There are three core big mistakes real estate agents are making that you're probably making right now today, but if you stop doing them today, your real estate marketing will be 10 times more effective right now today. Mistake number one is outsourcing your content creation. Now, the homeowners themselves, they don't want to work with a real estate agent they don't like, know, or trust. It's the very same particular reason for why I am on these videos, where I'm shooting these videos, recording this video right now, and there's not like an automated video or say a video created by a software. The homeowners themselves, they don't want to work with an agent they don't know or trust, and because of that reason, your social media content cannot be outsourced. Now, over the years, I've actually analyzed thousands of agents' marketing. I'm seeing behind the scenes of something that kind of looks nice, but it doesn't actually get results. And actually seeing behind the scenes of something that's not that pretty, but it actually gets results. And it's insane how many agents just post automated content or pictures from Canva or something like that, and they run it as an ad on Facebook and Instagram, spend tons of money on it, but then really don't get anything from it. And it's very insane where you see people just paying $2,000, $3,000 a month for leads from KV Core or Bold Leads or something like that, where it's really the leads themselves, they have no idea who the realtor is. So if you copy somebody else's marketing, or if you use very standardized, templated, sort of like content or ads, your marketing will feel wrong. There's just something wrong out of the alignment, and it may bring leads. I'm not saying you can't get contact information, but the contact information, when you actually call the contact information, it will be very, very low in quality because the people, they just have no idea who you are. I mean, the idea of instead of doing all these videos, instead of just recording all these ads, instead of recording all this content, just clicking a button, getting a ton of content and just making it work, tons of clients coming in, great ROI and everything else, that's enticing, right? We would not have to record this video, we would not have to do any of the copywriting, we just go there and boom, we're getting a tons of clients. That's not the reality of the world, that's not how things work, right? It's exactly the same reason for why diet pills don't work, right? It would be very enticing to take a pill, become very strong, fit, and healthy, but that just doesn't work like that, right? You have to go to the gym, you have to eat healthy, and that's how you really become healthy, right? So unfortunately, there are no shortcuts. And unfortunately, there are a lot of these companies who prey on that, they pick up on that, and some of these automated content services, they have hundreds of thousands of agents signed up for them. So that's something you must realize as an agent yourself. If you buy a software like that, you'll have literally hundreds of thousands of people putting out the same exact content. So it's really not differentiated at all. It's actually very standardized. But you also must understand that there are people who are going to give you that pill because you just asked for it. So number one with your marketing is not to do any of that, not to post automated content or any of those types of things, but it's really to cultivate a large pool of local homeowners who see you as the number one choice, as the number one real estate agent, as that friend who's there for the real estate needs. Meaning you need to build real relationships, just like you have done so far with probably cold calling or door knocking. You just need to do it in the right platform, such as social media, where it's very scalable and you reach a lot of people. If you outsource your marketing, unfortunately, that will never happen, because in the real world, if you remember, you were there. You were the person who cold called the person. You were the person who door knocked on that door. right? So there's a reason for why that worked, but if that was an automated robot, that probably would not have worked. And the same applies to social media. If you outsource it, that will never happen, nor will you get consistent listing appointments, which is what you wanted at the end of the day. So it's very important that people can connect with your tone, with your personality, and it's really what creates that intimacy in the first place. It's the thing that creates the trust factor with your marketing. On top of that, people are incredibly sensitive these days to spam. Nobody wants to hear a robot calling them. Nobody wants to see another spammy email in their email inbox. So if you post automated content with a software or something like that, you'll be labeled as spam, not only by the people, but also by the algorithm who's going to block you and not show you posts to anybody. So who you are is always going to come through in your marketing. The little algorithm that's going to see that, and also the people are going to see that, and people pick up on even the slightest nuances in what you present to them. So if you don't automate content before, again, I don't mean to blame you. I don't need to say you've done something wrong. It's just that you might have noticed these posts get literally 0 likes, shares, anything like that. And it's because people hire you, they want to know you. And really, on social media, nobody can really market you, present you better than you can present yourself. Mistake number 2 is creating marketing that looks like marketing. Now, most realtors, they do exactly this. Their ads just look like ads. They think their social media posts and ads obviously should look similar to the mailers or listing presentations they may be done before. And the thing is, nobody really wants to watch ads, right? Nobody goes to YouTube and searches, okay, I want to watch real estate ads, right? That doesn't happen. So people despise ads, they skip ads, they don't like ads in general. And as a result, when you create an ad that looks like an ad on social media, basically what you get is just people skipping through them, or maybe you have 1 or 2 people clicking here and there. Right? So instead of doing that, make your ads on social media look like organic posts, just regularly like they would see from their friends, family, people they know, and write conversationally in person. Be a human being and use pictures, use videos that are native to the social media platform. So if you're using TikTok, you should probably create a TikTok. You shouldn't post a picture and make it into a video. Or alternatively, if you're using Facebook, you want to use Facebook style posting, right? Or if you're using any other platform like YouTube, make a video that fits into the YouTube. That's really what native means. Make it native to the platform. Now, the third mistake is value taking. Now, we need to stop obviously asking people all the time that should be buying or selling a house on social media in particular, right? But why is that the case? Why should you stop asking people all the time that? Well, back in the 70s, back in the 80s, you would hear this mentality of that you should always be closing, meaning when you go into a conversation with a potential client, you should go for the close as soon as possible, and now you would get objections, and now you would handle those objections, right? And that was really the mentality back in the day. Now, let me ask you, in today's day and age, let's say you go to a listing presentation and you treat your listing presentation like that. You go there and you say, hey sir, let's list your house. Let's list your house, and just try to pressure the person. The person, they're probably not going to be very receptive to that, right? And really, I've noticed the same exact pattern with our sales team. In fact, we have over 10 salespeople in our company that we coach and manage, and the best salespeople, they're never pushy, they're never aggressive, and in fact, they actually get the least objections. As with the most aggressive type of people, salespeople, nothing wrong about it again, but they're going straight for a close. They're not doing any of the conversation, they're not doing any of the relationships building, and that's why they're getting a lot of objections. So if you shout from the top of the mountain that I'm your go-to guy, or call me right now today, basically you're kind of like that aggressive salesperson who's just shouting, and just trying to get a lot of objections and really pushing people away. So instead of doing that, you must give value and build goodwill. It's exactly the same process as it is in sales. And if you do that, the listings themselves will come to you just like the sales come to you when they do it properly. And on social media in particular, what this means for you is that instead of doing always call to actions, give people something, give people useful insights, give people useful content, give people useful insights about their homes, give people value around things like home improvement, things like home selling process, the local neighborhood, and really make people think that, oh man, this makes sense. Like, I always wanted to know that, or I can relate to that, or as an example, that was actually useful. I can actually use this in my house right now today, or check this post out, just something I came across, right? If you can create that with your marketing, you're kind of like that salesperson who gets the person to say, hey, I want to do this themselves, instead of kind of pushing it towards the sale yourself and having to do all that work. Now, obviously, don't just give logical advice, right? It's not just about being very logical, but just add a human touch to it. Add your personality to it. Tell stories, be intimate. Let people get to know who you actually are as a human being. Because just like we do with sales, you need to get people to know who you are, right? You can't just start selling and, really expect people to trust you. So share behind the scenes of your stories of your real estate work. And remember, being an expert in real estate space has a little curse, which is the curse of knowledge. And the curse of knowledge basically means that it's very difficult to understand what it's like not to know the information you know. Because you've been a realtor for 10, 20 years, selling a house is easy. You know exactly what goes into it. But for the homeowner, they have no idea about that. They bought or sold a house usually 1, 2, maybe 3 times in their whole lives. And because of that reason, when you make your content, when you build these relationships, don't assume that they're very advanced in their knowledge. Don't assume or use complicated terms or try to appear kind of like smart, right? The point is, you need to build value for the homeowner, not for yourself. So you must talk to somebody like you would speak to a 10-year-old. Talk to somebody like they have no idea about real estate. Teach them on the foundations. Teach them on why you should be buying or selling a house, why you should be moving up, why you should be downsizing, right? What are different options when it comes to mortgages, all these different things. And so when you speak in the layman terms, basically what you're gonna get is a lot of trust, because the person will feel like you're understanding their situation and themselves better than they understand themselves and their situation. So when you stop doing these 3 mistakes, you're already 95% ahead of everybody else, because everybody else out there, 95% of realtors, they're either too aggressive with their marketing or they're either too general with their marketing. So when you fix a lot of these mistakes, you're really going to be able to lift up your organic presence. And obviously, if you're running paid ads, this is really going to 2x, 3x, maybe even 10x your ads from what you're doing currently if you're doing these things. But like we discussed before, the reason why real estate agents are failing on social media in the first place is because they're exposed to the wrong influences, specifically when it comes down to social media and how to use it. And because of that reason, they're using it the wrong way. So if you keep exposing yourself to these wrong influences and don't find new influences to replace that, obviously you quickly fall back into the old habits after watching this video. So what should you do? Well, here you can click on this video right now, because I created a video recently about something you can leverage right now today. And by leveraging this framework, not only will you become successful on social media, but in everything else in your business. So it's something very powerful, something I've been using throughout my whole career. If you want to watch that video, click that right here. Check that out right now, and I'll see you there.